What's up guys, today's video is on the top 3 best Motorola phones in 2024. Through extensive research and testing, I've put together a list of options that'll meet the needs of different types of buyers, so whether it's price, performance or its particular use, we've got you covered. For more information on the products, I've included links in the description box down below which are updated for the best prices. Now let's get started. Number 3, Motorola Edge 30 Fusion. A sensible buy for those who want the niceties of a flagship phone but can't quite afford one. The Motorola Edge 30 Fusion is not cheap, but it does cost less than most, with a curved glass and metal design. And its older Snapdragon processor still holds up well. Cost-related sacrifices include wireless charging, proper water resistance, and a zoom camera, but the money versus features calculation makes sense here. The Motorola Edge 30 Fusion is the middle child in the Edge 30 family. It's less expensive than the Motorola Edge 30 Ultra, but a lot fancier than the Motorola Edge 30 Neo. For around half the price of the Motorola Edge 30 Ultra, you get a high-end metal and glass design, super bright OLED screen, and a camera that, while not truly top-tier, can handle almost all kinds of scenes well enough. For around half the price of the Motorola Edge 30 Ultra, you get a high-end metal and glass design, super bright OLED screen, and a camera that, while not truly top-tier, can handle almost all kinds of scenes well enough. The Motorola Edge 30 Fusion has no headphone jack and lacks a micro SD card slot. However, it will take 2 SIMs. The Motorola Edge 30 Fusion has a 6.55-inch POLED screen, a mid-size display with a flexible substrate that allows for those curves at the sides. The screen itself is curved, not just the glass. The Motorola Edge 30 Fusion has the Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 Plus chipset, and it's the key to its cheaper flagship status. The Motorola Edge 30 Fusion has 3 rear cameras, and it's quite an interesting array. You get a 50MP primary, a 13MP ultra-wide, and a 2MP depth camera. The Motorola Edge 30 Fusion has a 4400 mAh battery that supports 68W fast charging, and comes with such an adapter in the box. Number 2, Motorola Edge Plus. The Motorola Edge Plus features a top-performing processor, outstanding battery life, and an expansive display. Motorola spruced things up for the 2023 phone, turning to a matte glass back that looks and feels a lot more polished than the previous Motorola Edge Plus did. An aluminum frame encircles the phone, and up front, Motorola has turned to Gorilla Glass Victus to guard the display against drops and scratches. The 6.3x 2.9x 0.34-inch dimensions make it pretty difficult to use the Motorola Edge Plus with just one hand, and I found the phone a little top-heavy when holding it. At 7.1 ounces, the Motorola Edge Plus is hardly a heavyweight, though it is a little chunkier than the 6.9-ounce Galaxy S23 Plus. It's easy to spot the Motorola Edge Plus POL display, and not just because it takes up 6.7 inches. Rather, it stretches from edge to edge. Motorola calls it a quad-edge design. Like many of the best Android phones to come out this year, the Motorola Edge Plus runs on a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chipset, which powers some of the best performance we've seen from Android devices in quite a while. You'll be happy to know that performance boost extends to the Motorola Edge Plus, too. The Motorola Edge Plus 2023 is clearly Motorola's best attempt yet at building a premium phone. It came with a massive 5100 mAh battery. Number 1, Motorola Razr 40 Ultra. The Motorola Razr 40 Ultra is a major evolutionary step for smartphones, going beyond what any previous flip or foldable has offered. With the screen open, it's surprisingly thin, with a huge display. When it's closed, and you start using apps on the external screen, you've got an entirely new device, different from anything you've used before. It's not perfect, but it's so far ahead of what other phones offer that there's barely a flaw that isn't forgivable. The Motorola Razr 40 Ultra is a winner. The Motorola Razr 40 Ultra is more than just the best foldable phone you can buy. As far as flip phones go, it's an entirely new category of smartphone, offering more than any handset before it. The Motorola Razr Plus uses the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 mobile platform, which was the best chipset available at the end of 2023. The camera specs seem a bit light, but the Motorola Razr 40 Ultra has a much wider aperture lens than any folding competitor, which should make a big difference for both low-light photos and for producing pleasant background blur effects. The battery is slightly larger than the one in the Samsung Z Flip 4, likely owing to the slightly larger display. Motorola's display has the same FHD Plus resolution as the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 4, at 2640 by 1080 pixels. It unfurls to a majestic 6.9 inches, which really is a marvel of modern technology when you think about it. When the first tablets were launched, that compact models had a 7-inch display, and now that same display size, and a higher quality display too, is available on a thin smartphone that folds up to fit in your pocket. Thanks for watching. Like the video and don't forget to subscribe.